What if I told you that there's a natural alternative that activated the same hormone as Ozempic and Wegovy, but costs 95% less? You probably heard about these GLP-1 medications that have taken the weight loss world by storm. But at over $1,000 a month for the big brand names like Wegovy, and with a lot of the widespread shortages that you've heard about, they're just simply not accessible for most people. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down the science behind something called Amarasate, which is a plant extract from New Zealand hops that have been shown to boost your GLP-1 levels by, listen to this, 600% within an hour. And no, this isn't another hyped up miracle supplement with zero research behind it. This compound has over $30 million in research backing its development. So in the next 10 minutes, you'll learn from a dietitian exactly how this works, what the research actually shows, and whether it may be something worth exploring for you. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Andres Ayesta. I'm a registered dietitian and the founder of Planos Nutrition. Welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer. If not, happy that you're here. For over a decade, I've specialized in helping high-performing men and women achieve sustainable weight loss through evidence-based approaches. As a dietitian, I'm always skeptical about supplement claims. I've talked about them ad nauseum. But as someone who stays on top of the research, I get genuinely excited when I find something that has promising results and that is backed by good science. And that's why today we're diving deep into Amarasate, which is a natural GLP-1 activator that's showing real potential for appetite management. So if you're someone who wants evidence-based nutrition information without the hype, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything from me. Every week, I break down complex nutrition topics in a way that is very practical and actionable for you. Before we get into Amarasate specifically, let's understand GLP-1. What is GLP-1? I've talked about this. I made a video about Ozempic. You can reference in the description below. But in the meantime, let's do a quick refresher on what GLP-1 really means. GLP-1 is a hormone naturally produced in your gut. It's produced when you eat. It signals fullness to your brain, slows gastric emptying or stomach emptying, and it helps you regulate your blood sugar. This is exactly why medications like Ozempic and Wegovy work very well. They're a synthetic version of GLP-1 that stays in your system much longer than your natural GLP-1. Now, over the past decade, scientists in New Zealand have invested nearly $30 million researching natural compounds that could activate the same pathway. And after screening over 900 plant compounds, they discovered a specific extract from hops that show very promising stuff for appetite regulation and other areas. Now, with the current challenges around GLP-1 medications and their access, from insurance denials to nationwide shortages to the insane cost, honestly, finding a natural alternative that actually works, it's honestly become pretty important for a lot of people. So what is Amarasate? Let's dive a little bit into this. It's a patented extract and is derived from a specific variety of hops which are grown in New Zealand. We're not talking about the hops used in making beer. This is a specially cultivated variety that is processed using a proprietary method. I never really liked the word proprietary, but I guess it's the way that they can protect their patent. And the extra works through what researchers call the bitter brake. And it's a mechanism that is essentially helpful for activating your bitter taste receptors, which are basically spread out through your digestive system. The commercial product that contains the Amarasate, it's called Calocarb, which delivers the extract in a delayed release capsule and is designed to release it in your upper intestine where it's most effective. Now, what makes Amarasate different than most supplements, it's not that they're just adding a compound to your body, it's activating your body's own natural hormone production. Here's the fascinating part about how this works. Now, most people think that your taste buds only exist in your tongue, but you actually have taste receptors all throughout your entire digestive tract. Amarasate targets bitter taste receptors specifically in your upper intestine, and when activated, these receptors trigger specialized cells that are called enteroendocrine cells that release several important hormones. One of them is GLP-1, which signals fullness to your brain. The second is called CCK, which helps slow digestion, and the third is PYY, which reduces hunger signals. Now, what's pretty crazy to me when I was reading some of these clinical studies is that Amarasate increased these hormone levels to 6 times above baseline. That's 600% increase within an hour of taking it. Now, I'm gonna link the study where they found that so you can check it out. It's linked in the description. Now, unlike GLP-1 injections, which introduce synthetic hormones that stay in your system for days, Amarasate stimulates your body's natural hormone production, following a natural rhythm, but at an enhanced level. Now, Now let's look into the research. Amarasate has been studied in several clinical trials and the results are honestly very promising. First, there is a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study, which is the best form of clinical research, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, where researchers found that Amarasate reduced calorie intake by an average of 18% at subsequent meals. Now let's do some math in here. If you were consuming 2,000 calories one day without tracking calories or paying attention to what you were eating, which means like you were eating ad libitum, if the results from this study were replicated to you, the next day after taking this, you will be naturally consuming 360 calories less without really trying. Another study published in the journal Nutrients showed that Amarasate reduced hunger by 30% and food craving by 40% during a 24-hour fasting period compared to a placebo. Most recently, research published in Obesity Pillars demonstrated that Amarasate was effective for both men and women, with women actually showing stronger responses in some measures in terms of a lot of these same markers. Now, it's important to note something here, that there are sort of limitations. The studies have been relatively short term, and we're still waiting on the results of a larger 6-month weight loss trial that's currently in progress right now. So we can't really yet claim long-term weight loss results. The research clearly shows that Amarasate effectively reduces hunger, cravings, and food intake in short term, all critical factors in successful weight management. Now, understanding the science is one thing, but implementing it effectively into your unique lifestyle, it's another one. This is why at Planus Nutrition, which is the company I founded, we developed a comprehensive approach that goes far beyond just supplements. Our coaching program addresses all aspects of metabolism, from nutrition to exercise to sleep to stress management. And our program has been validated and helped over 600 people worldwide achieve incredible transformations. People like Johnny, who lost 35 pounds in 6 months while maintaining his basic lifestyle as a real estate agent and dad. And Stacy, who in the course of a year lost a whopping 80 pounds without following a single restricted diet. Now, what makes our approach different is that we just don't give a generic plan. We build a personalized strategy based on your unique metabolic profile. So if you're serious about making a change, I'm opening up a limited number of spots this month for what we call a complimentary metabolic audit call. During this call, we'll build a customized game plan for appetite regulation and weight loss that works specifically for your body and your lifestyle. I personally, because I'm limited on time, I only open a few spots per month. These are completely free, so make sure you click the link in the description below if you want to secure your spot before they fill up for this month. Now let's get back into talking about Amarasate. So how does Amarasate compare to prescription drugs like GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro? Well, let's be honest, there are significant differences. They're not the same thing. In terms of effectiveness, pharmaceutical GLP-1s are more powerful. Clinical trials show that they can produce 15 to 20% body weight reduction over the 12 to 18 months, which is a pretty good amount of weight. Amarasate, while effective for appetite suppression, hasn't really demonstrated that level of weight loss in published research yet. Now, the upcoming 6-month trial should probably give us a little more clarity on what to expect. Now, there's the cost difference, however, which is dramatic. GLP-1 medication can cost upwards of $1,000 to $1,700 per month without insurance coverage for brand names like Wegovy and Mounjaro. Sure, there are cheaper alternatives, also known as compounded semaglutide, which are sold for much less, but still, you're looking at $200 to $500 a month. Amarasate products like Calicurb typically cost $50 to $70 a month, which is, again, 50 to 95% less expensive than actually getting GLP-1 drugs. Now, let's look at the side effects. The side effect profiles also differ significantly. GLP-1 medications commonly cause nausea, vomiting, digestive issues, with about 10% of participants dropping out of studies due to a lot of those side effects. Amarasate, on the other hand, tends to cause maybe a little bit of milder digestive discomfort that typically resolves within a few days of starting it. Now, I haven't tried that, but I really want to. Finally, there's accessibility. GLP-1 medications require prescription and ongoing medical supervision. At least that's the way you should do it. While Amarasate, it's over the counter and you can just simply get it online. Now, this makes Amarasate worth considering if, one, maybe you can't access or afford GLP-1 medications. Maybe two, you've had intolerable side effects from GLP-1 drugs. Number three, maybe you're just looking for an evidence-based natural approach to appetite management. And four, maybe you want something to help maintain results after completing GLP-1 therapy. Now, while Amarasate works well in its own, I've also found certain evidence-based supplements that can enhance its effectiveness when they're used together. Based on my research as a dietitian, a few specific compounds show also promising synergy, I guess we can call it, with Amarasate. Amarasate. First is berberine HCl, which is a plant compound as well that supports glucose metabolism through pathways that are complementary to GLP-1. Research also suggests that berberine may help reduce insulin resistance and stabilize blood sugar, which can be especially helpful for managing cravings. Second, we have chromium picolinate, which is a mineral that research also shows that it can reduce carbohydrate cravings and support insulin sensitivity. The studies really are looking at doses of 600 to 1,000 micrograms that have shown significant reductions in food cravings. Some research also suggests that specific soluble fibers can work with alongside GLP-1 activation by prolonging the feelings of fullness and supporting gut health. Now, the thing about supplements though, it's really important to know where to get it and where to source it. So I put together a science-backed supplement stack specifically designed to complement Amarasate's effects, including Amarasate itself, on appetite and metabolism. This complete stack, I put it available through our supplement dispensary that we use with our clients, and I'm offering 20% off on the first order for those of you guys who want to use it. Just click the link below in the description below to access that offer. Now, if you decide to try Amarasate, here's how to use it effectively. First, start gradually. Begin with 1 capsule daily. Take 1 hour before a meal on an empty stomach. After 2 to 3 days, you can increase to 1 capsule twice daily before meals. By day 5, you can take a full dose or 2 capsules twice daily if you need it. Most people experience the appetite suppressing effects within 30 to 60 minutes, and they typically last for 4 to 6 hours. Some people may experience mild digestive discomfort, like I said earlier, when you're starting at the beginning, including loose stools and some stomach rumbling. It's kind of like start to hurt a little bit, but this usually resolves within a few days as your body adjusts. I'm personally going to try it and I'll report back on this. Now, Amarasate is not recommended for pregnant or breastfeeding women, those under 18, people with certain digestive conditions. And as with any supplement, it's always important to check with your healthcare provider before starting. Specifically, you're taking medication, so this is not medical advice. I always have to say that. So let's wrap this up for today. Is Amarasate worth trying? Well, based on the current evidence that I've looked at, I believe it's honestly very promising. I think it could be really helpful for appetite management, especially for those who can't access or afford prescription GLP-1 medication. Remember, it's not a magic solution. It works best, obviously, when you're combining this with a nutritious diet, regular physical activity and movement, and other lifestyle changes and habits you gotta change. But as a tool to help you manage your hunger in that process and your cravings, honestly, this is really showing that it can be an effective strategy. Now, don't forget to book your complimentary metabolic audit call with me if you want to really take an opportunity to talk to me. No cost to you, and we'll create a personalized game plan to help you achieve your weight loss goals using the most effective science-backed strategies. And if you want to talk more about what that would look like, if you want me to help you in that coaching journey, we can talk about that. Now, make sure you check out our scientifically formulated supplement stack with, again, 20% off that you have on your first order through our dispensary. And lastly, drop a comment if you had Amarasate, or maybe you have questions about natural approaches to weight management. I personally read all my comments and I try to respond to as many as I can. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with more science-based nutrition information to help you reach your goals. See you soon.